Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of 22 Minutes. I am Jason Bates, and I'm going to bring you the lender side of things. Cue the applause. There it goes. Is that it? There we go. All right. Audience is a little bit asleep today. And then let me slide Mr. Stephen Cotton in here. There he is. He's going to bring us the realtor side of things.
I hear him.
There you go. There you go. Hey, we hope to not only entertain you, but also bring you some valuable content that you can actually use when you're looking to buy, sell, refinance, or invest in property. So if you're looking to do that, we would love to help you, especially here in the Phoenix metropolitan area. So please reach out to us. You can do so by heading to our Facebook page at 22 Mins, right there on Facebook. Watch us live. While you're there, please like the page. We'd appreciate that. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you for tuning in and checking us out. Appreciate that support. If you're a first-time watcher, hey, we do this Monday through Friday. This is a show about real estate. We do it Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Sorry, I'm repeating myself there. So if you want to catch a live show, check it out at 9 a.m. on our Facebook page. That would be awesome. All right, Tuesday, man, August the 1st, 2017. Holy moly, 7 months in the book of 2017. That's crazy. Right?
I don't even know what to say, man. End of summer. It's not. We call it the end of summer because school starts.
Right.
But it's still like 100 and something out there.
I know.
We're like in the middle of summer.
I know. Well, school starts here in Arizona.
Next week.
Relatively, yeah, next week. A lot of places in the country starts in September, right? Beginning of September, Labor Day kind of thing, right before Labor Day.
Right.
So, yeah, school's already here, man. Holy moly, it's crazy. Football season. We were talking about football season.
Yep.
Let me just
Big
close
game
that
on
out.
Thursday that matters to nobody. It's the Cowboys versus the Cardinals.
Right,
What
right.
could be the NFC Championship game preview, except for all the people playing today or on Thursday won't be playing um, December, whatever.
Yeah,
January,
right.
whatever.
A lot of these guys might be jobless, adding to the unemployment line come a couple months from now. Hopefully not. All right, hey, let's. We always do a tweet quote of the day, so let's get to that because we got some stuff we want to cover in Trending Tuesday. So let's do it. All right, this one. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not the absence of fear, or not absence of fear. Mark Twain. Takes courage to apply for a loan, takes courage to buy a house. There's some scary elements to that, right?
Well, it takes courage to pull your credit. A lot of people don't even want to pull their credit. You know,
Exactly where I was going with it. Exactly.
they don't want to know what they don't want to know.
Yeah, if they don't know about it, then it's not there. Therefore, they don't have to worry about it. Kind of mentality, and that can take some courage to get over. That can definitely take some courage to get over. We're here to help minimize that fear, right? And help encourage you to apply and get a home, because once you get a home, there's no other feeling like it. I mean, I know when I bought my first house, man, it was euphoria. Hashtag euphoria for me.
Well, even that client we just helped, Cameron, man, he was so excited. He's just so happy.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
and a house can bring you many great memories. So it's a process, no question about it. And I heard that the other day too. Buying a home is a process, not an event. And I thought that was pretty powerful, actually. A lot of people look at it as a one-time event kind of thing. It's actually a process to get to that. So it takes some courage to go through that process.
And then you're there. And then your payments are the same as a rent, and then maybe your payments are smaller than a rent. And then you don't have that worry about like what's the landlord going to do next year? Do I have a home next year after the lease is up?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff wears on
Yeah.
people, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. Absolutely. Hey, this is Trending Tuesday, and I don't know if I did my intro properly here, but
Only one way to find out.
let's do it, right?
Only- Let's find out. Let's find out.
Here we go. And there we are.
Oh, there we are.
There we are. See, I told you. I didn't know if I set it up rightly, but
Oh,
Here we are. I'm going to change
those
this.
photos
I know.
yeah, those photos.
I
A
know.
little bit.
I know. I'll change that. That'll be fixed in 2 seconds here. Here we go. Boom. Enter.
There you go.
There we go.
What I want.
That's what we want. That's what we want. Technical difficulties. That happens in live. So, hey, no worries. All is good. Hey, today's topic, if you read the headline or read the headline, I guess, or title for this post, deception in real estate. Deception in real estate, in the real estate world. It's out there, folks. It's out there big time. And the unfortunate part, I think, is that you as a consumer may not know it's deceiving because you don't know what you don't know. But when we're looking at it, we're like, that's deceiving. That's
Well,
a little
I think
misleading.
what we're going to see in some of the stuff is that a little bit of information that puts you in a bad situation. Like if you know what I mean, like you know enough to get yourself in trouble, type of stuff.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, exactly. So what this came to me, and you know, I got to be careful because I don't want to, you know, it's kind of hits close to home here a little bit. But this came to me. This topic came to me yesterday, and I'm seeing this, and we showed this photo here before on our Wacky Wednesday thing. But
Why is it wacky? Look at that beautiful pool. Looks like it goes for miles.
yeah,
Like, probably the whole yard, right?
yeah, yeah. This is a huge pool. It's an Olympic-sized pool. Yeah, right. Fingers crossed,
Only thing
toes
missing is
crossed.
the diving board. Yeah, right.
Right.
Anyway,
Anyway, yesterday I saw a video that came out from a local realtor who was talking about mortgage lending and rates and the Federal Reserve and them raising rates and how that is going to lower rates or how that would lower rates for the mortgage world. How it's going to stimulate even more activity in the real estate market here locally in Phoenix and blah, 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 blah. And I thought to myself, man, oh man, please, for the love of God, if you're a realtor, talk about real estate. If you're a lender, talk about lending and mortgage rates. Don't try to intermix the two. You know, I was given some good advice when I was younger, saying be an expert at one thing. Don't try to be, you know, expert in many things, but just be an expert in one thing. And I think I'm seeing too many cases of agents who maybe want to be relevant, who want to be perceived as the go-to person in all things real estate.
yeah.
And unfortunately, you just can't. There are too many different elements to it. It's like me talking about title. I'm not an expert in title. I get a title agency to talk about title, right? I'm not a home repair guy. I get a home repair guy to talk about that, right?
Yeah.
And when I see an agent talking about mortgage lending and mortgage rates and how it impacts and trying to, I mean, I get the idea what she's trying to do, but stop
If it was correct. Well, what if it was correct information?
It's still, stop it. Stop it. I see realtors doing mortgage rate, weekly rate updates. Stop
Yeah.
it. Stop it. Because
I think
you're going to get
and
yourself in trouble.
I don't do that, but she does quote a rate or something on the show. I've seen that thing that she was doing,
Yeah.
which isn't timely, right? I mean, she's got to. I think she'd have to say the date versus what the interest rates are at or whatever. But there's a couple things that, and I get what you're saying, but just to have it on a website that says here's where the rates are at, just to have them come to your website to look at this week's rates as a source. Not saying. But I don't do it, but I'm saying that if you had that as a source, like where it rates at, you know, let's call our lender to find out. And that's one of the reasons why we don't really attack rates here or talk about rates because of the timely manner and the sensitivity of it. Because if you were to watch this episode 3 months from now, the rates are going to be different. And then, but I want to say that to be a resource, be the resource of the resource, maybe have a web link to her preferred lender on what rates are at or to chat with or something.
Yeah.
Versus, you know, or maybe the lender has a little spot on her website that says what the rates are. You know what I mean? Like,
Totally. I agree with that. That's fine. That's fine. And direct people to that to find out local rates and ask questions about rates, that sort of thing. Hey, totally good with that because that's a team effort, right? 2 heads are better than 1, 4 are better than 2. If you've got a team member, utilize them, right? Don't try to do it all yourself. You be the expert in real estate and negotiations and finding properties and, you know, what's happening, movement, trends that are happening in real estate, that sort of stuff that is directly related to the real property, and let the other people be experts in what they do. Very simply.
And I just had a really long talk with one of my agents too, because somebody at an open house, he came in, they needed down payment assistance, you know, or even closing cost assistance. And if they can't get the seller to cover those costs, then you know, there's a down payment assistance program that offsets some of those costs, whatever.
Yeah.
He says, you know, he has this handy dandy calculator. We have the calculator given to us by title companies that shows what payments would be with interest rates, whatever they're at. The problem is the interest rates aren't updated, or the interest rates aren't whatever, so you have to kind of adjust accordingly. He says, like, the down payment assistance, so we're going to use 5% because I know it's below 5%. This will be like worst case scenario. But the truth is, the down payment assistance is above 5%, and so he was off by like $150. So when that buyer went to go get pre-qualified, their payments are $120, $130 more than my agent's worst case scenario. So that didn't work out too well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, totally.
You can afford $1,200 a month. You're going to love this house because look, it's less than that. And then they go to the lender, it's like $1,320 a month. Wait a minute.
Yeah, which puts everybody in a bad position. It makes you look bad. There's just too much that can go wrong with kind of being something that you're not. I mean, Facebook is notorious for that, right? Facebook is notorious for people being something that they're not.
I'm not even a realtor.
I know. But you know what I'm saying? It's like you see these like people taking these exotic vacations, or I travel for a living. Like, really? I mean, who does that? I mean, I'm sure there are people out there who do that, and there are travel blogs and stuff like that. But everybody tries to be something that everybody's happy on Facebook, right? Everybody.
Not you, Jason.
Not me. Not me.
Talk about babies and cars.
I know, babies and cars. I am happy, but I'm just saying that I think we stretch to try to grasp at things that we just shouldn't be doing, I guess, is the point being. Now, to kind of piggyback on that, yesterday I met with an agent, yesterday morning, and I'm pretty upset, got to be honest. Met with her, as I do in my, networking. That's what I do. Part of my job is to network and let people know who I am and what I do, right? That's how I earn a living. And so when I met with his agent, after doing some research with her, come to find out her husband is a lender. And I thought to myself, she probably just met with me to get like what I'm doing so that she can then do a reconnaissance back to her husband and say, oh, look what this guy's doing. We should be doing the same thing. And it's like, oh, man, are you kidding me? Now, shame on me for not doing my research, I guess maybe ahead of time. I did do some research, but afterwards I did some more research on her and found out that her husband is a lender. And saw her. I know. That's, we've been in negotiation actually with him to bring him on board. It's probably not going to happen.
Well.
Because it's been like 5 months.
I say she met with you to see if he should take the job or something.
Yeah, maybe. I'll tell you this: had I known that up front, I probably would approach the whole meeting a little bit differently.
You would have worn a tie.
Yeah, there you go. I'd have brushed my teeth.
Brush my teeth, maybe. I thought a little makeup.
Yeah, there you go. But hey, it's not just related to information that realtors are putting out there as far as on their blogs and web pages and stuff like that, videos, whatever. And lenders, same thing. Lenders can be deceiving as well. Although I don't see it as much in the lending world as I do in the real estate world. I don't see too many lenders talking about properties.
I hear it. They don't talk about properties, but they talk about rates that they can't get. I mean, we even kind of touched upon that.
Yeah.
We even kind of touched upon that, you and me, back in the beginning of the days. I can do this rate. Oh, I can do better. I don't think so because I made up the number.
Yeah. Well, I will say, in all fairness, lenders do, like I said yesterday or whatever, first on the market, and then they put this stuff out there and they really don't know what they're talking about yet. And so that can be a little deceiving as well without having some knowledge of the product that they're offering. So here's a photo up here of a property, right? And I want to kind of, the pool. having this thing up there. But this is the reality of that photo. So this was the photo in the NMLS. Now, granted, I think this is in Japan or something like that.
It looks very Japan.
Yeah.
Roofs, so.
Yeah, and the Japanese writing on the tabs there. So this is apparently their MLS or whatever, but this is the actual real deal of this home. So
look at that view. Forget about the pool.
Hey,
mountains.
Yeah, there's privacy. No neighbors. You can skinny dip, I suppose, in this pool.
If you can,
if you can get into it. But yeah, here's another one here. We've shown this one. I think this one was in England or something, I think. Looks like a beautiful remodeled home, quite honestly. Other than the gutter system being a little crooked, which is kind of hard to tell in the photo, but this is the reality of that photo.
This is what it looks like on the other side.
Yeah.
Power line.
And even this photo is a little skewed because if you look at the power line, it's a little crooked. So I don't know what's going on there, but see how the power line kind of takes a dip.
Yeah, I think power lines do that though. I don't think all power lines are tight. I think some of them dip and then they come back up.
No. Look, like right.
Oh yeah. Where the
it's like cockeyed kind of thing or whatever. But still, that's an actual true picture of the property, not that. Very different. In fact, very different emotional tie to that property from these two photos. Stirs different emotions.
Right in the city. For me, it feels like I'm in the city.
And we've had other photos. Didn't you mention before that you had somebody walk into a house and say, "Hey, this is totally different than the photos"?
Yeah, like 2 weeks ago. So I take photos. We get professional photos done. But I was gonna remember because I mixed it with those other photos that I sent you that I didn't put on the MLS for another house because they were bad. But I said, "How this showing go?" They said, "Well, honestly, the photos made the house look better than the house really is."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Well, as a realtor, that's my job is to get you through that door. My job is to get you through the door and see if everything else works."
Yeah.
Not just to mislead you, but
yeah.
just to.
Yeah, no, I get it. Deception, right? So this is a trend that I've seen, unfortunately, happen, and I think it's due in large part because it's so competitive right now. There's so few properties out there that realtors are trying to be as relevant as they possibly can. So if they feel they can pull leads from different, I don't want to say sources, but having different sources of knowledge.
Right.
I think that's what they're pulling at straws, in my opinion, right now.
You remember the old commercials before we date ourselves? Well, my broker is E.F. Hutton, and E.F. Hutton says,
right.
When E.F. Hutton talks, everyone listens. Do you think people are trying to just kind of be that? Well, my real estate agent is Stephen Cotton, and Stephen Cotton says, but we never really we talked about the information. What is your opinion if federal interest rates go up? What is your opinion about mortgage rates?
So mortgage rates will slowly start to go up as a result of that. They're not directly impacted by that. In fact, I did a podcast on this. If you check it out on iTunes, Valley of the Sun Real Estate Show, that goes in depth about this. But mortgage-backed securities and the 10-year bond really are the driving forces behind mortgage rates. Now, when the Federal Reserve increases its monetary rate, that does directly affect credit cards, home equity credit lines, immediately. So if they go up, then those go up as well immediately. Okay. There is no lag on that. But the mortgage market is a little more complicated. It's not directly tied to the Federal Reserve interest rate. When the Federal Reserve increases the interest rate, they're trying to curb some inflation that could be potentially coming down the road. So they need to keep that value. In fact, we did that a little bit when we did that slideshow. What was it? Throwback Thursday a couple of weeks ago when I did that slideshow about the cost of goods and things like that.
Oh, right,
They're anticipating what the cost of goods are going to be to help keep things affordable, if you will, right? And it's a good sign that the economy is improving when the interest rates go up. So as the economy goes, so do interest rates. So when the economy is going up, so do interest rates typically go up. because you have more
Right.
disposable income. Therefore, it's not as heavy an impact on your financial budget.
The
Monthly.
I heard it one time from a lender that said, the interest rates we have are already kind of adjusted for the kind of a bump up that we were told that we were going to have. So when the interest rates finally, Federal Reserve rates go up, we've already made that adjustment.
Yeah, that's true.
Or kind of hedged it, right? So
Yeah, they do a lot of hedging in that, and they anticipate those things happening. That's what the stock market is all about, hedging.
yeah.
And so a lot of times those are already put into play before the Federal Reserve even makes that. Because we can see the economic data, same as the Federal Reserve can see the economic data. We see the reports, housing starts, jobless claims, all the things that we've talked about here on this show. We see those reports. And so there's a pretty good indication of what the Federal Reserve will do. Now, the question then becomes, what does the Federal Reserve say in its notes, and how do we interpret those notes as to what they may do in the future, how soon they'll react? Now I'm seeing reports out that the Federal Reserve may not act until January in raising the interest rates. So what does that say about the economy? Does that mean we're slowing down? We mentioned that, right? That housing may slow down, prices may slow down here toward the second half of this year. We saw the biggest bump in the beginning of the year, and it may level off the second half of the year. Yet to be determined. There's a lot of global influences that also happen that affect our rates because it's a global economy. And
Call that the Trump factor.
there you go. Like it is.
The Trump
I mean,
factor.
the Trump factor.
I have another question on this too, because the realtor or real estate agent, I'm not sure if she's a realtor or not, but the one with the real estate license, she also said that the Federal Reserve has gone up. Has it gone up?
Well, June was the last time they raised it. The last time they met last week, they left it. They left it alone. It did not raise.
And
So
did our interest rates for mortgages go down?
last week, yes, but not because the Federal Reserve did not raise interest rates.
Right. Right. That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah, it had nothing to do with that.
they were two different separate items.
Yeah, there's economic data. Now, last week was a little slow. This week, economic data is suggesting that it's kind of robust. When it's robust, then we're hedging that consumer confidence kind of mentality, if you will. And so interest rates, you'll see them go up a little bit. So here's a key indicator, okay? Key takeaway from this. If you want to know what interest rates are doing, watch the yield on the 10-year bond. As the yield goes, so do rates, period. Okay, so if the yield goes up on the 10-year bond, and you can Yahoo Finance or whatever, the 10-year yield. If the yield goes up, so do rates. If the yield goes down, so do rates. There you go. It's as simple as that.
Do it right now.
The 10-year bond is traded out of Chicago, out of the bond market. So Chicago Stock Exchange, not out of the New York Stock Exchange, not tied to the S&P 500, not tied to any of that. However, this is a lot of people will take their money out of the stock market. Stockbrokers, things like that, will take money out of the stock market, throw it into a bond because it's a long-term kind of steady Eddie kind of investment.
Right.
It's not your fast, .com kind of investment that a stock market or S&P 500 may provide, or the Nasdaq. So they'll take money when they see some scary indicators in the stock market. They'll throw it into bonds, and that adjusts the yield. Okay, so it's not directly tied to the stock market, but indirectly it is kind of tied to the stock market. So as the bonds go.
On June, I'm grabbing it right now. On June, November 29th, it was at July 24th. It was at 2.29, so it went down from 2.3 on June 26th. I mean, it down 0.01%. So.
Right. And I could pull up here if you want. I don't know if we have time, but I could pull up.
We're out of time.
Yeah, we're out of time. But I could pull up the chart and stuff that I look at that would show you how the rates and what I look at.
Well, maybe we can talk about it again on Throwback Thursday. There's a couple questions there about it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. I know we ran long here, but there is deception out there in real estate. If your realtor is talking about mortgage rates, I don't know, maybe ask them some tough questions and watch them squirm in their seat. That might be a little bit of fun, right? You know, just take it for what it's worth. I'm not saying that, you know, that disqualifies them from doing real estate. Of course it doesn't. But don't take their word for it. Go to an expert as a consumer. Go to the expert, go to the source, get the knowledge that you need to make the decision that's right for you. That's my advice on this episode. So with that, thanks for watching, everyone. We do this 9 a.m. Arizona time, Monday through Friday. Tomorrow is Wacky Wednesday, so we should have some fun with tomorrow's show, hopefully.
Yep.
Although I'm running out of some wacky stuff. So if you got wacky photos, send them to us. We'd love to have them.
Yep.
With that, we're going to go ahead and end today's show. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in, and we hope to see you out there shopping for a home very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Maybe. There we go.